Welcome back, and today we're talking about Mushoku Tensei episode 6. And this episode it was all about Ghislaine and Eris learning how to write, read, and do math. And we even got a little flashback, which I thought was funny. I mean, Ghislaine having to eat poop because she did not know how to calculate the money to buy stuff, and it was rough. I feel bad for her, but her life is definitely improving, and she is learning. At the very least, she's retaining the information a lot better than Eris was. Now, I do want to talk about a couple different things, starting off with the beginning of the episode, where essentially Philip said that the gray rats, they are kidnapped because of two things, right? They can be used politically, and because of their bloodline, they can use it for like physical stuff. And politically, I understand the gray rats. We got introduced to Lord Soros. I believe that's how you say his name. But he's the lord of the Fitoa region. So that's a big deal, right? Because, of course, if you kidnap some of the gray rats' family members, you could probably get a handsome ransom for that, right? You could probably get a lot of money for kidnapping one of those. Because the lord of the region will probably want to have his family members back safe. But the physical part, that's the one where I'm really curious. That's the one that piqued my interest, because he was talking about bloodline. So I'm guessing that you could use the gray rat's blood for some type of ritual, some type of magic. Maybe that's the case. Hopefully they go dive deeper into that and we find some more stuff about that, because I don't think they're gonna drop that information without actually exploring it later on, right? Again, Rudy is still a young kid. As he grows up, he's gonna learn more about that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll get to a point where he kind of dabbles into blood magic, maybe, and he'll realize that if you use somebody that has royal bloodline or something along those lines, your magic will be a lot more powerful. It's a possibility, right? I know it's a little crazy theory, but that could happen. Now, the rest of the episode, it was really just Rudy training with the sword and also teaching Ghislaine and Eris how to read, write, and do math. And Eris, she's definitely a troublesome kid when it comes to studying. She gets bored very easily, and her personality is definitely a lot like her grandfather, right? They're really loud, they behave the same way, and you could probably tell that Eris probably respects her grandfather a lot more than her father at the very least, because her personality is exactly the same, and that's very cool. That's fine and dandy. Now, there was one part of this episode that was really like messed up, and it was, of course, Rudy groping Eris when she was asleep. I mean, I thought Rudy's father had the talk with him that he can't force himself on women and stuff like that. And honestly, when that episode happened, I thought it was a very good lesson. And I really did hope that Rudy was going to take it to heart and he was going to learn from it. But no, it seems like he did not learn at all, because this dude was groping Eris, and on top of that was about to take her underwear. Really messed up. And honestly, I'm really glad that Eris woke up and just beat the crap out of this dude. And I'm 100% sure that even after that, Rudy is not learning his lesson. I mean, I know Rudy, he's an 11-year-old boy right now, but he got reincarnated. He was much older. He should know better, right? So I'm glad that he got his face kicked in, but I don't think he's going to learn from this. I think this is going to be part of his personality for the whole series, and we're just going to have to deal with it. But he does have flaws, so it is what it is. I kind of hope that they didn't do that kind of stuff, but it's going to be part of the anime. It's one of those things that we do have to accept, but it was definitely crossing the line because she was asleep. There was definitely no consent in any of that. So yeah, I'm glad that she woke up and just beat the crap out of him. Hopefully in the 5 years that Rudy is going to be doing this, it's going to sink in that he can't be doing that stuff, because Eris is going to beat the crap out of him every time. Now, speaking of the 5 year that he's going to have to tutor, Ghislaine and Eris, because that's his job. He wants to save money so he can go to the Magic University with safety. That's all good and dandy, but something interesting happened in this episode where I believe Rudy is going to make a lot more money than, what he's currently getting paid. We found out that he's getting paid 2 silver coins every month. I mean, I wouldn't say that's low, probably not. It's probably a good amount of money for somebody his age. I mean, he is kind of tutoring somebody from like the royal bloodline, so I feel like that's probably a fair wage. But he was kind of talking about the economy, about how he could buy, tools for about 3 copper pieces and then sell it in like across town for like about 5 or 4 and, make a profit. So I feel like Rudy is definitely taking some notes when it comes to the economy, and he's going to use those skills that he brought over from the real world and use them in this world to make a lot more money. I feel like that would be like the safe bet, because, I don't think Rudy is like the hardworking person, right? Like, yeah, if it interests him, he's going to work hard. I mean, with magic, just look at how much work he put in, right? And now since he has to do this job to, you know, go to Magic University with Sylphie, then that's why he's doing it. But I feel like if there's like an easier option, right? Of course, not working with bad people, but if he could, like, you know, use the economy and you know, buy and resell at a higher price, then I feel like he would definitely cut that time a lot shorter, and he would definitely take it. So that's awesome. Now, Ares, of course, she is very good at the sword. And again, I am glad that she beat the crap out of Rudy. I mean, she's been training with the sword. I feel like she's a little bit better with the sword, and that might be her main focus. Like, yeah, she might be able to use magic, but I don't think she's going to get to the level of Rudy, right? So it's like Rudy and Ares are reversed, where we see that Rudy is a genius when it comes to magic, but when it comes to sword fighting, he's not that good, right? Like, yeah, he's probably good, maybe better than the average person, but he's not going to get to like the king level of Ghislaine. I could be wrong about this, but I just don't think Rudy has that type of talent to get to that sword level of Ghislaine or anything like that, or maybe even his father. But I still think he's going to be better than the average person. And the same is true for Ares. I feel like she is going to get to that level of like king when it comes to the sword, mastering the sword. But when it comes to magic, she's definitely not going to get to the level that Rudy is going to be at. Now, something that they brought up in this episode that I definitely want to talk about is the hero Perugius, whatever his name is, but he essentially rescued the human. He saved the world from a villain called Laplace. I mean, these names are definitely killing me, and I feel like this is foreshadowing, right? Because as of yet, we haven't got like a main villain, like a main antagonist for this anime. This is more like a slice of life anime in like a magic world, right? Kind of like a slice of life / isekai, and I am loving it. I mean, I love this episode, even though we didn't get no action or anything crazy like that. I do love the characters. I love learning about the world, and we did get a little world building in this episode with the introduction of Perugius and the little fortress that's floating around. So I think that's foreshadowing for either Rudy and Perugius meeting. I know it's been 400 years. Rudy even said that he's kind of wondering if that hero is still alive up there, right? Who knows at this point? But Rudy, again, he's only an 11-year-old. He's already doing some big stuff. And once he goes to Magic University and he masters magic to a whole new level, maybe he'll start meeting those heroes around the world. And once we do get a main antagonist, maybe that's when he'll get to meet Perugius and all those people, right? So they're definitely doing a little bit of world building outside of Rudy's like little field of vision, right? Because since episode 1, we've only been introduced to the world that Rudy is exploring. And I feel like this is the first time that we actually get to see something a lot further, something that Rudy cannot see right now. So we'll see where this anime is going to go. Hopefully episode 7, we do get a little time skip, because I honestly, I thought this was going to drag out for maybe like 2 or 3 episodes. Hopefully we get down to 2, because I really want to see Rudy practicing magic at a higher level, right? Like, yeah, I like Ares, but I'm here for Rudy, and hopefully they cut down on the little groping and then, perverted stuff, because Rudy definitely crossed the line in this episode. Now, let me know in the comments, what was your favorite part of this episode? And like always, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.